On April 20th, 2010, the world watched in horror as a plume of fire erupted from the Deepwater Horizon oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico. The explosion, a terrifying spectacle of flames and smoke, marked the beginning of one of the worst environmental catastrophes in human history. 11 workers lost their lives that night, their deaths a tragic prelude to the devastation that would follow. Beneath the surface, a damaged wellhead began spewing oil into the Gulf's once pristine waters, unleashing a torrent of crude that would continue for 87 agonizing days. The Deepwater Horizon oil spill, as it came to be known, was a stark reminder of the risks inherent in our insatiable thirst for fossil fuels. It was a wake-up call, a brutal demonstration of the potential consequences when human ambition and technological hubris collide with the unforgiving forces of nature. Over the following months, millions of barrels of oil would pollute the Gulf's delicate ecosystem, leaving an indelible scar on the region and its people. The spill had far-reaching consequences, impacting marine life, coastal communities, and the economy of the entire Gulf Coast region. From the smallest plankton to the largest whales, the Gulf's inhabitants were affected by the toxic crude. Fishermen watched helplessly as their livelihoods evaporated, their nets coming up empty or filled with oil-soaked catches. Tourism, a vital part of the coastal economy, plummeted as beaches once teeming with life became coated in thick, black oil. The Deepwater Horizon disaster was not merely an environmental tragedy, it was a human tragedy as well. It was a story of loss, of resilience, and of the ongoing struggle to restore a once vibrant ecosystem. More than a decade later, the Gulf of Mexico still bears the scars of that fateful day, a somber reminder of the importance of environmental stewardship and the need for responsible energy practices. The Deepwater Horizon was no ordinary oil rig, it was a marvel of modern engineering, a towering testament to human ingenuity and our relentless pursuit of energy resources. Standing over 400 feet tall and weighing over 50,000 tons, the rig was capable of drilling in water depths exceeding 10,000 feet, a feat once considered impossible. It was a symbol of our technological prowess, a floating city on the high seas, teeming with sophisticated equipment and a crew of skilled workers. The rig's primary purpose was to tap into the vast oil reserves believed to lie beneath the Mississippi Delta, a region known for its rich deposits of fossil fuels. The Deepwater Horizon was designed to drill through thousands of feet of rock and sediment, accessing reservoirs of oil and natural gas that would fuel our ever-growing energy demands. It was a high-risk, high-reward operation, a testament to our willingness to push the boundaries of technology and venture into increasingly challenging environments in pursuit of energy security. The Deepwater Horizon was equipped with state-of-the-art drilling equipment, sophisticated safety systems, and a crew of experienced engineers and technicians. It was in many ways a microcosm of human ingenuity and our insatiable desire to extract resources from the earth. However, as the events of April 20th, 2010, would tragically demonstrate, even the most advanced technology is not infallible. Human error, coupled with a series of technical failures, would transform this marvel of engineering into a harbinger of environmental disaster. The Deepwater Horizon disaster exposed the inherent risks associated with deepwater drilling, highlighting the potential consequences of even minor miscalculations or equipment failures. It underscored the need for rigorous safety protocols, robust regulatory oversight, and a deep understanding of the complex environments in which we operate. The tragedy served as a stark reminder that technological advancements alone are not enough. We must also prioritize environmental responsibility and acknowledge the potential consequences of our actions. The night of April 20th, 2010, began like any other aboard the Deepwater Horizon. The rig, a beacon of light in the vast darkness of the Gulf of Mexico, hummed with activity as the crew worked tirelessly to extract oil from the depths below. Unbeknownst to them, a surge of natural gas was rising through the wellbore, a ticking time bomb that would soon shatter the night's tranquility. At approximately 9:45 p.m. local time, the unthinkable happened. The surge of natural gas reached the rig's platform, igniting in a catastrophic explosion that ripped through the Deepwater Horizon. The force of the blast was felt for miles, sending shockwaves across the water and illuminating the night sky with an inferno of flames. The rig, once a symbol of human ingenuity, was quickly engulfed in fire, its metal skeleton twisting and melting under the intense heat. The explosion aboard the Deepwater Horizon was a chaotic and terrifying ordeal for the 126 crew members on board. Some were thrown overboard by the blast, while others scrambled for safety amidst the raging fire and collapsing structures. 11 workers, their bodies never recovered, perished in the inferno, their deaths a stark reminder of the human cost of this environmental disaster. The survivors, many suffering from burns and injuries, were left to grapple with the physical and emotional trauma of that horrific night. The explosion marked the beginning of a nightmare that would unfold over the coming months. As the Deepwater Horizon burned and slowly sank beneath the waves, a steady stream of oil began gushing from the damaged wellhead on the seabed, 5,000 feet below. It was the start of an unprecedented environmental disaster, one that would have far-reaching consequences for the Gulf of Mexico, its inhabitants, and the millions of people who depend on its bounty. Section 4. An ecosystem in peril. The Gulf of Mexico, a vast expanse of turquoise water teeming with life, is a vital ecosystem, supporting a rich tapestry of marine species and coastal communities. It's home to endangered sea turtles, playful dolphins, majestic whales, and countless other creatures, all interconnected in a delicate balance that is essential for the health of the entire region. The oil that gushed from the Deepwater Horizon wellhead posed a grave threat to this delicate balance, disrupting the marine food web and contaminating the habitats that countless species depend on for survival. The oil, a toxic cocktail of hydrocarbons and heavy metals, spread rapidly through the Gulf, forming a massive slick that eventually covered an area twice the size of Florida. This slick, a suffocating blanket on the surface of the water, blocked sunlight, hindering the growth of phytoplankton, the base of the marine food chain. As phytoplankton populations declined, the ripple effects were felt throughout the ecosystem, impacting everything from small fish to large whales. The oil also infiltrated sensitive coastal habitats, such as marshes, mangroves, and beaches, which serve as nurseries for countless marine species. These habitats, vital for the reproduction and survival of fish, shellfish, birds, and other wildlife, were coated in oil, suffocating plants and animals alike. The long-term impacts of this contamination are still being studied, but scientists fear that the damage to these sensitive ecosystems could have lasting consequences for the Gulf's biodiversity. The Deepwater Horizon oil spill was a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of all living things, and the devastating consequences of polluting our oceans. It highlighted the importance of protecting these vital ecosystems, and the need for sustainable practices that minimize our impact on the natural world. The Gulf of Mexico, once a symbol of abundance and resilience, became a potent symbol of the fragility of our planet, and the urgent need to address the threats facing our oceans. Section 5. Silent Suffocation, the Unseen Killer. While the images of oil-soaked birds and blackened beaches dominated headlines, much of the damage inflicted by the Deepwater Horizon spill unfolded beneath the surface, hidden from view. The oil, denser than water, sank to the seabed, blanketing the ocean floor in a toxic layer that suffocated bottom-dwelling creatures and disrupted the delicate balance of deep-sea ecosystems. This invisible spill had devastating consequences for a wide range of marine life, including corals, crabs, starfish, and worms, many of which play critical roles in maintaining the health of the ocean floor. These creatures, unable to escape the suffocating effects of the oil, perished in vast numbers, their deaths disrupting the delicate food web and altering the very fabric of the deep-sea environment. The oil also had a profound impact on the reproductive success of many marine species. Fish eggs and larvae, highly vulnerable to toxins, were exposed to lethal concentrations of oil, leading to widespread reproductive failure and potentially long-term population declines. The full extent of the damage to these deep-sea ecosystems is still being assessed, but scientists believe that the Deepwater Horizon spill could have ramifications for decades to come. The use of dispersants, chemicals used to break down the oil into smaller droplets, further exacerbated the impact on deep-sea ecosystems. While dispersants may have reduced the visibility of the oil on the surface, they did not eliminate it. Instead, they pushed the oil deeper into the water column, exposing marine life at all depths to its toxic effects. The long-term consequences of dispersant use are still being debated, but some scientists believe that they may have caused more harm than good. The unseen consequences of the Deepwater Horizon spill serve as a stark reminder that the damage caused by oil pollution extends far beyond what is visible to the naked eye. It underscores the need for comprehensive environmental monitoring and assessment to fully understand the long-term impacts of such disasters and to develop effective strategies for protecting our oceans.